That's where we are, Burlington County Prison.
Everybody got lights.
This was when jail was jail.
She saw a hand come right out of the cell and go back.
6'6" guy comes down. He swears he slammed against the wall.
Is it a bat? I'm not seeing any bats.
Oh, there it is.
This is a pretty cool place. It dates back to the year 1811.
Eliza Freeman was put to death for the murder of her husband.
She slit his throat from ear to ear.
There were many escape attempts, and actually escapes that occurred from here. In 1875, 5 inmates punched a hole through the roof of the prison.
Many prisoners were hung here. We're hoping to talk to a lot of people tonight.
She said there was a woman on that wing that had a baby and that they killed the baby in jail.
I walked into the cell. Foulest stench I ever smelled. And the hair just stood up.
I saw a shadow run up the steps, and I remember looking at him and I was like, did you see that?
So this place has seen a lot of souls over the years, and we've come here to try to find them and talk to them. Significantly colder. He's in the men's bathroom.
Careful, this guy isn't nice.
This is an amazing place. It's full of history and full of ghosts. Hi, welcome to Ghost Soldiers. I'm Pat McCormick. We're here at the Burlington County Prison in Mount Holly, New Jersey. Come on, let's go inside. I'm here in the Burlington County Prison up on the top floor, and you can hear the prisoners behind me working, doing things in the shop. This is to let the people know what the prison sounds were like back then. This is a pretty cool place. It dates back to the year 1811 and was used as a prison continually to the year 1965 when they moved out back to a abandoned armory. In 1677, this ground was first settled, and Burlington City actually was the first city in Burlington County. So this ground we're on dates way back.
The unique thing about this prison is it's made of stone. It's fireproof. Hello, is there anybody in here with us today? Getting hits right off the bat.
Right off the bat. I had a focus issue as soon as you walked down the hall, right behind you, right here. So this is great. We're getting stuff already. Burlington County Prison. Focus issues on the first floor.
Do that with my guy and tell him to go in there.
Yep.
This is the women's section.
Is
Did
it?
you read that?
Yeah. As crazy as it sounds, this prison, which is made out of stone and concrete, was not escape-proof. If you were lucky enough to make it to jail here in Mount Holly, you would spend your time in one of these guest quarters called cells. Although this prison was built very solid, there were many escape attempts and actually escapes that occurred from here. In 1875, 5 inmates punched a hole through the roof of the prison. The 5th man was too big to fit through the hole. He was left behind. And while they're making their escape, this poor guy is stuck. Well, he gets upset, and his shouts alert the guards, who sound the alarm. The warden wakes up, grabs the guards, and the hunt is on. They don't catch all the escapees that night. So some of them actually made it away.
Most people that escaped that went from the 3rd floor went up.
Oh, yeah, they went through the roof.
They went up onto the roof and
Right.
off the front of the building.
Right, that in the passageway were the two main.
Yeah, there was a couple through that. I think it was 1897 they had a blizzard. Sent the trustee out to get some wood for the wood fires going low. And it was like an hour or so later, fire's cold and everything. They come out, there's footprints going right up the wood pile. He went home, was drinking beer. They went home and arrested him again, right in the living room, drinking beer.
He had a friend's wife come visit him, and they changed clothes in the cell. And when the visitation time was over, he walked out the door dressed like a little old lady. And later on, they went to the cell, and there was this woman in his cell crying because she didn't know what to do. I guess she got scared. And they sent her to state prison for a year for helping him escape, and they tried to catch him. And every time they caught him, he went home.
Once this jail was obsolete, they moved everybody back here to an abandoned armory. Then years later, they built another prison, and the prison's right behind here. So you've got the old prison, and then the new prison right behind here. So this place has seen a lot of souls over the years, and we've come here to try to find them and talk to them.
And the other experience that I did have, I got poked. It happened downstairs. Matter of fact, on the wall, you'll read the plaque where the officer was murdered. Well, that first cell, it's locked, shut off. We were sitting down there looking into the stuff. Well, I found this, it looked like an old branding iron. We found that branding iron and couldn't read the name.
Yep.
Hit me, read it backwards. So I did, I'm standing there reading it backwards, spelling it. And it spelled out woman. J. Woman. I remember it like it was yesterday. Both of us just spun around and you said,
I saw a shadow run up the steps, and I remember looking at him, and I was like, did you see that? And he said no, but something poked him.
and she's like, did you see that? I didn't see anything. But I did get poked in my back. And she saw a shadow run behind me up the wall and upstairs. She's like, that's it, I'm out of here, I'm going. And you was like, I'm ready to go, that's it.
That was
I'm
the first
outta
time I
here."
ever
Yeah.
experienced anything. I was done.
I'm like, no, now's the time to investigate. I walked into the cell. This is true. Foulest stench I ever smelled. I walked in, one of the foulest smells, I mean, terrible. And I lived next to the sewer plant. This was worse. I mean, it stunk. And the hair just stood up. And I walked out of that cell, looked at her, and went, okay, I can see you're scared, let's go. That I remember.
Yeah.
But that was actually our first experience right here. I passed it off on her. But I don't know what it was. It stunk.
Yeah, it was the first time I ever saw anything, felt anything.
Yep. We thought we did, but that was official because we experienced it both together.
Yes.
Yes.
That's when we couldn't really deny that one.
Yeah. Had pizza delivered. When he got here, he opened the door, he walked in and said, whoa. Ran right on out. I chased him down. He swears something just flashed right in front of him. I got to chase the man down, go all the way to the pizza place to get my pizza. Yeah, my pizza. And I didn't get a tip either.
Now upstairs on the third floor, did they put somebody in there to keep them away from everybody else?
Well, that was its own cell. at one
Yeah,
time.
originally it was his own cell, and then it was converted into bathrooms.
So, you know, it's funny you mention that because this door right here,
Yeah.
there's a young lady. She came in here with her son and a friend or something, and she saw a hand reach out of this window.
Really?
Yeah, it was years before they, right after they renovated
Right.
it.
Wow.
She came in for a tour, and she
Right.
said she won't come back in.
She swore the hand just
Yep.
reached out and went back in.
Yeah, she was walking, like, looking at something down here, and she saw a hand come right out of the cell and go back.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
And you heard about Eliza Freeman. She was the first person executed here. 2 stories on what she did. The first story was her husband was very abusive. She poisoned his drink. That's the way we read it in the paper. He winds up dying. Doctor calls the sheriff. Sheriff arrests Eliza. She was found guilty and hung for it.
The newspaper article that we found on it is literally this big, and it's Eliza Freeman was put to death for the murder of her husband.
But what we read, she slit his throat from ear to ear. He died in a matter of moments.
One of her things they said to her is, do you regret what you did?
They asked her if she had any regrets. And all she said was, yeah, I'm sorry I got all the blood on the floor.
Ron and I have always said we wouldn't be surprised if she's buried out here, because the only one we have documented is Joel Clow.
Her body supposedly floated around for a while. It was rumored to be in a basement. The judge that presided over the trial saw her, came to the jail, ordered the sheriff to take custody of the body and give it a proper burial. Where do you think they buried it? Let me ask you this. Who do you think dug the grave? No, I believe it was the inmates, and she's probably buried in the courtyard. So now we established somebody is buried back there. I got a feeling that she might be. There's no documented evidence proving it. That's just my personal belief. But when the judge orders the sheriff to take custody of a body and give it the proper burial, I'm quite sure the sheriff's not going to dig the grave.
We've already had EVPs here at the Burlington County Prison. It's still afternoon. We're just kind of going through and checking some stuff out. Move closer to the black box in my hand and make the light go on twice. Just twice. For yes. Thank you. Do you need help? Twice for yes, once for no. Okay, it's the electricity's too high in here. We're gonna have to shut everything down before we can know what's a real EMF and what's not. It's fun to travel alone. Gotta wait until later though. We'll see what really happens. It's still early.